How's it going, guys and girls? Hope you guys are having a great week. So I'm back today with a different kind of video, and this one's actually going to be a how-to video. So I don't do these often, but I felt that this one was kind of due and that it might actually be useful to a lot of you guys. So one of the biggest shortfalls of those that bought the PlayStation 4 when it first came out was the size of the hard drive. So 500 gigabyte really in today's modern consoles is not large enough, especially given all the free games that you get in the month if you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber, and also with a lot of the games now you're having to install them. Many people buy them digitally, so those hard drives are filling up quickly. So this is a short video really basically showing you guys how to upgrade the PlayStation 4 hard drive from the 500 gigabyte that comes as standard to a 2 terabyte hard drive. So let's start straight away. So I'm going to start by going through all the key steps, and obviously I'll tell you the things that you need to be able to do this. So let's start. So the first step that you need to do before you even take anything apart or do anything is backing up your PlayStation 4. This is very, very important for those of you that do not want to lose your game saves. Some of you might want to back up the games that you've got installed on your hard drive, and obviously your trophies and so on. So the first thing that you do, if you want to do a full complete backup, then when you go into your PlayStation 4, if you go straight to your settings and then scroll down to system, there is an option there that says backup. So you basically go in there. Now if you're wanting to back up all the games which are currently saved on your PlayStation 4, you make sure that you tick the all option and basically have a USB external hard drive plugged in and back it up onto there. Now depending on how many games you've got on there, this could take quite a while. It could potentially take a few hours, so you might want to do this on an evening or set some time to actually do it. For me, I wanted to reinstall certain key games once I upgraded it, so the main thing I was focused on was the game saves. So to do that is really easy. You basically go to the settings screen again. There's an option there that says application save data management, so you click on that and then you go into save data in system storage, and here you have two options. You can back up your save data onto an external USB, or you can back it up online on the PlayStation Now servers. So I basically backed mine up online because I thought that's just easy. Now this can take a little while to do, and one of the downsides to the design of it is there's no select all function, which I think is you know, really an oversight on Sony's part. Really is something that should be added in later. So the only downside is you do have to individually go into each one and ask it to back up, to upload online, and that is a downside. But once you've done that, your PlayStation 4 is completely backed up, so you can go ahead and switch it off. So the second step that you take is to download the most up-to-date firmware. Now this is really straightforward. For this you need a minimum of a 1 gigabyte external USB, and you basically just plug that into your computer. You go to this website here and you need to download the most recent PlayStation 4 update firmware, and that is the 3.55 version. Now in this, guys, be a little bit careful because there are actually two different firmwares. There's a 300 megabyte version and an 8 or 900 megabyte version. Now you want the 900 megabyte version, so what you want to do is you don't want to click on the big blue button at the top because that's the small one. You actually want to scroll down, and there's a little bit more information further down, so read that information. It's really useful stuff. And then there's a link on there that links you to the 800 megabyte version, so make sure that you download that. Now as that's downloading, in your USB you actually want to create some folders. So go into there and you want to create a folder that says PS4. Open that up, and then inside there you want to create another folder that says update. Now make sure that these folders titles or labels are in full caps lock, guys. That is very, very important. Right, so once your firmware update is completed, copy across that file into the USB. Make sure that it is a .pup file. Make sure that the PUP is clearly showing, because that will be important later. And there you go, you've got your firmware updated. Right, so that's all the software side of things that you need to do. So now it's time to actually replace the hard drive. So to replace the hard drive, there's a number of key things that you need. So you need obviously your PlayStation 4, an internet connection. You're going to need a 2.5 inch hard drive, external hard drive. Now I actually chose the Seagate 2 terabyte backup plus slim version, which I think is the best in terms of the size. Now you want to try to make sure that it is sort of 9.5 or 7 millimeters thick, 2.5 inch drive. That's what you're looking for there, guys, because obviously you want to make sure that it is going to fit in the compartment in the PlayStation 4. But for me, the Seagate backup plus slim was the best one out there. It was the best value for money, and it works, you know, brilliantly. It also comes in a little outer case as well. So you've got your external hard drive there, and you're going to need 2 screwdrivers, one 2.4 millimeter Phillips head screwdriver, and of course your USB flash drive. So that is everything that you need in terms of hardware. So the first thing that you do is you need to slide off the case on the PlayStation 4, which is covering the hard drive section. It's really, really easy to do. It might need to give it a little bit of welly, but you just basically push in and slide, and it will come off nice and cleanly. Once it's come off, you'll see that there is a very clear case here. Now there's a screw in the bottom left hand corner, a nice silver screw, and it's got the actual PlayStation symbols on there. So what you want to do is you want to loosen that and undo it in a counterclockwise rotation. Remove that screw, and then you'll be able to slide out the compartment, and inside is housed the PlayStation 4 hard drive, which you can see clearly here. On the corners, on the sides, there are 4 black screws. So take your Phillips head screwdriver and loosen each one. Now be careful, make sure you don't drop the screws, and like I did, and make sure you place them nice and safely on the side. So once you've unscrewed those, then the hard drive will slide out nice and smoothly and very easily, and just place that over to one side. Then you're going to pick up your Seagate external hard drive. Now for this, you're going to use the other screwdriver that you have, or anything that you've got to hand, to basically pry open the case. Now there's little grooves in the case that go all the way around. So what you want to do is take off the clear cellophane around the corners first, and then pry into that case. Now unfortunately, my actual video decided to stop recording at this point, guys. So the footage that you see in the background here, this is just stock footage which I've taken from somebody else that's basically dismantled this hard drive to show you. So I'm using that footage in the background. So you basically just pry open the case very, very carefully, and inside you'll see clearly the hard drive. Now it's covered in foil, so you peel back the foil on there, take the hard drive out, and then on the end there is the little USB casing sort of cover on there. So all you do is very easy. You just basically want to pry that off, pull that off of there, and put that onto one side, and that will leave you with the hard drive, which is identical virtually to the PlayStation 4 hard drive that was originally in there. What we then do is we're just going to put it back into the PlayStation 4 casing in exactly the same way that we'd pulled out the other one. We reattach the 4 screws on the corners again. Make sure you tighten them nice and tightly, not too tightly, but enough that it'll hold and it'll be sturdy. So we basically do that, and then what we're going to do is we're going to slide the hard drive back into the PlayStation 4 nice and carefully. You might want to clean the PlayStation 4 at this time as well. It is an opportunity to get rid of that dust that's built up on the inside. Then what we'll do, we'll take the PlayStation 4 little silver screw on there and we'll reconnect that and tighten that up again. And then we finish off by sliding the cover back on it, and that is the hard drive installed. Now obviously when you're doing this, guys, I would advise that you make sure that your PlayStation 4 is not plugged in. Make sure it's plugged out of the mains so you don't accidentally switch it on in the middle of swapping it, because there'll be nothing worse than that happening. So that's the hard drive replaced. So the next thing we need to do now then is we of course need to reboot the PlayStation 4, and we need to do the firmware update. So what you do here is plug your PlayStation 4 back in. Now make sure at this point, guys, that you have your controller connected to a USB cable. Plug that into the first USB socket on the front, and then your external USB with the firmware update, make sure you plug that into the second port. Then if you put your thumb or finger over the power button for about 7 seconds, the PlayStation 4 will then boot up into safe mode. And then you just pretty much follow the instructions on screen. It will ask you if you want to initialize. It will ask you basically what you want to do. So you want to basically do initialize PS4, I think it says, and then it will say reinstall firmware or install new firmware or that kind of thing. You basically click on that and click yes and OK to everything there, and then it will say the PS4 will be initializing. The PS4 will be initialized, all users and all data will be deleted. Are you sure you want to continue? Just click yes to that, so it will completely format the hard drive there and install all the firmware and everything that's on the USB. Might take a little bit of time for it to do that. Once it does that, the PS4 will reboot, and then it will go in as if it is the very first time that you've switched on the PlayStation 4. So obviously you'll need to update all your settings. So you'll need to select your language, your time zone, and so on. And then to finish off by signing into your PSN account, and then from there you can go ahead and have a look at your memory, and you'll see here, guys, on the settings that the memory is massive now. So I think it shows at 1.77 gigabytes, because obviously part of that 2 terabyte hard drive obviously will be taken up by the operating system. But huge space, which is so different compared. And then from there, guys, you can just reinstall the games that you have, reinstall any themes that you like, and of course you can re-download the save game data from your application save data management area. And you basically from there you just click on save data in online storage or save data in USB storage, depending on where you did it, and then download that to your console. You can only download the save game data though for games that are installed, so you can't do it on all of them. You'll have to reinstall the game and then obviously download the save data to match it anyway. But there you go, guys. So that is basically how you update your PlayStation 4 to a 2 terabyte hard drive. A little bit just general overview. I hope you guys found this easy to follow and the instructions were pretty clear, as is the footage in front of you. But anyway, guys, if you did find it useful, of course, please hit the like button as always to show your support. I will be back with more videos later, guys. I'm actually planning to play a lot this weekend, Heavy Rain especially. I'm also currently in the middle of playing Deus Ex Human Revolution, because I want to finish that game so I can produce a story so far video for you guys on the Deus Ex world, in order to get people ready for the new Deus Ex Mankind Divided game, which is coming out on the 23rd of August. And of course I'm going to be doing an information video about that as well. So lots and lots of things planned for the future. But anyway, guys and girls, hope you guys are having a great week. Take care, and as always, happy gaming. Yeah. In today's modern consoles is not large enough, especially given all the free games that you get in the month if you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber, and also with a lot of the games now you're having to install them. Many people buy them digitally, so those hard drives are filling up quickly. So this is a short video really basically showing you guys how to upgrade the PlayStation 4 hard drive from How's it going, guys and girls? Hope you guys are having a great week. So I'm back today with a different kind of video, and this one's actually going to be a how-to video. So I don't do these often, but I felt that this one was kind of due and that it might actually be useful to a lot of you guys. So one of the biggest shortfalls of those that bought the PlayStation 4 when it first came out was the size of the hard drive. So 500 gigabyte, really the 500 gigabyte that comes as standard to a 2 terabyte hard drive. So let's start straight away. So I'm going to start by going through all the key steps, and obviously I'll tell you the things that you need to be able to do this. So let's start. So the first step that you need to do before you even take anything apart or do anything is backing up your PlayStation 4. This is very, very important for those of you that do not want to lose your game saves. Some of you might want to back up the games that you've got installed on your hard drive, and obviously your trophies and so on. So the first thing that you do, if you want to do a full complete backup, then when you go into your PlayStation 4, if you go straight to your settings and then scroll down to system, there is an option there that says backup. So you basically go in there. Now if you're wanting to back up all the games which are currently saved on your PlayStation 4, you make sure that you tick the all option and basically have a USB external hard drive plugged in and back it up onto there. Now depending on how many games you've got on there, this could take quite a while. It could potentially take a few hours, so you might want to do this on an evening